Attack on Titan, the deck building game, we've actually now seeing like the actual mechanic, and this one's much more mechanically about. And this is from the Cryptozoic, so if you know the DC deck building game, you've played which version? I know you played the DC one.
Hockey, Street Fighter. I think that's it.
So you haven't done Lord of the Rings or Naruto?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say this fits into those two.
Okay.
Because this isn't just like, or even the Naruto one doesn't fit. It's really Lord of the Rings. Like, when you play the Lord of the Rings one, it plays more like as if you're on, like, you actually go in the order of the bosses, the journey. When the enemies come out, they attack you. Like, even though it's competitive, it's meant to feel more like
it's a little more thematic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you get to the other ones, which I haven't played, like there's literally a wall deck, like because the two towers, they attack the floor.
Right.
So in that, there's a wall in this.
Oh, okay, all right. There's a wall in the show as well.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So the way this one actually works is you're the heroes, obviously the main characters, and there's the byline, and then there's walls protecting them. And each wall has like 2 hit points, and the Titans are on the other side of the wall.
So is it like each wall is a card?
I believe it's a card. That's what it sounds like.
And each character gets in their own, or one for like the whole?
No,
lineup?
for the lineup. It's not in front of you. It's for the lineup. And the Titans are going to try to attack the wall. Your job is you have to go over the wall.
Okay.
Attack the Titans. You actually get standees in this one.
Okay, cool.
Go over the wall, attack them, and kill them.
That's a good thing.
So they have like 2 health points in essence. It seemed. Mm-hmm. Now, here's some of the interesting things. One, if you recall, usually it's the equivalent in all of them. Your 7 punches or courages or whatever, and your 3 weaknesses, vulnerabilities. I can't remember what all the
whatever they are. Their starter deck, basically.
Despairs,
cards.
yes.
Yeah.
Those are not in there. The courages are. They're actually called courage in this one. That's your punches. You have something called, I forget what they're called, but they give move 2. So you can actually move your character around.
Huh.
There's a lot more actually planning on moving, going over the wall, going to that part of the wall, and things like that. Because there's more of a board in essence in this.
Yeah, that adds a whole new dimension. But I assume there isn't a board, right?
It's all.
But I'm sure they might come out with a playmat at some point that would.
I would hope so, because this is definitely one that I would like a playmat for. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Titans are really hard to kill, so you have to work together.
Okay.
And a lot of it is like so. Instead of just constantly going around the same circle, you actually, like some other games, usually there's a first player Arkham Horror isn't the one that did this. Like, there's a first player token, but once you go around, you can give it to someone else, so you guys can plan, like, this same thing.
So it sounds almost cooperative. Is it still competitive?
From what I could tell, it's cooperative. I didn't see anything
probably variant modes.
Maybe.
Because technically the other ones could be co-op too, right?
But it could be, like, legendary, in which, especially the later ones, when it gets really hard if you don't do some
you gotta work together a little bit.
But here's the other thing, and this is what scared me. You heard me say it when I was on the couch.
I'm getting scared.
So I think this, instead of weaknesses, they didn't say replace weaknesses, but there's something called wounds.
Okay.
When you get them, just like in the hockey game, you have to play them.
Okay.
And now if you remember the hockey game, when you play 2 penalties, your turn ends.
Right.
You play 2 wounds, you're dead.
Oh, all right. That's a little different.
And you get a new character. If 2 heroes die, or depending on what number of players, 2 to 3, game's over, you lose. If the wall breaks down, you lose.
So how do you get those wounds?
Titans will give them to you.
Okay.
Now, you can choose to receive wounds, like when the Titan attacks, instead of the wall taking damage. So there's a balance of managing your own wounds and then managing the wall. And then in addition, that's why turning the first person token, you could be like, Jonathan, do you have a card that can destroy a card in my hand? Because I got 1 wound and I might draw another. So there's going to be a lot more interesting dynamic there.
It's like a deck building tower defense.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this sounds like, I think it captures the theme of Attack on Titan well, but in a way, like, unlike the Naruto one, which I do feel, I once again, I always say I give them credit for trying something new. I don't think it executed very well. This sounds like much more interesting. Like,
they're definitely doing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's different.
For you, I know, at least you're going to be interested, because I feel like one of your big complaints about a lot of the DCs, you feel like it's just a deck building game. There isn't. This has that.
Yeah, it's got definitely another dimension to it.
Now, I don't know, and of course that's a small part of me, I don't know if this will mix well with anything, but once again, I do feel like, just like I always said with Alien, Predator, Legendary, even though it doesn't have like the scorer points or whatever, you can put your mind to it and just change a couple things. It's like, Like, all right, when you see this, it means this. You probably can still mix in so Superman can, go punch a Titan. And I mean, technically, Marvel has met the Titans. So, I mean, it's happened before.
Superman would just kill a Titan. There's no contest.
Well, I don't know. I haven't actually watched the show, ironically. So I don't know how, because I know it's a weak point on the neck or something.
Yeah, I guess they're pretty strong, but I feel like Superman would kill him pretty easily.
Yeah. But I definitely, that's why I'm like, mixing superheroes in with the Titans is like, that's not that far of a stretch. They sort of do that already.
They did it.
Actually, Batman probably is pretty much them. Grappling hooks around and stuff.
Well, in the show, it also is very Spider-Man-esque. The way they move around and stuff.
It was really, I don't know, have you actually seen the Attack on Titan Marvel crossover?
No.
Comic thing? That actually, they officially published that. That's an official thing. It's really funny because they're all just jumping around because all the heroes can take on these Titans.
Yeah.
And then I think he's called Colossal Titan, whichever one looks like he has all muscles.
Yeah, the weird one.
He just comes the one, I don't know if they continued it, but burst sword, and he's even bigger than the Statue of Liberty and stuff. But of course, they even brought up Spider-Man's just swinging around them and stuff.
Yeah. It works mainly because they're humans in that universe. They have no superpowers.
Yeah, I think Wolverine could.
Yeah.
Also, Giant Man, they're like, oh.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a cool crossover.
But Gandalf, maybe something.
Well, isn't he in essence an angel?
Yeah. Well, anyway.